Hello everybody, I just wanted to pop in here before this video starts to say that Joshua David Evans deleted all of his videos about Adam. Don't we all think that's hilarious? And also, his name wasn't even on the list to be going to VidCon, so let's all wish Adam a safe and happy VidCon, and let's hope there's no drama. But hey, it's VidCon, so some shit's gonna go down, especially with the run-up to it. Okay, let's all be honest. But yeah, isn't it interesting? After everything, he's now just deleted all the videos. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but yeah, let's get on with today's video. Okay, everybody, let's take a break. Let's take a break from the Joshua David Evans of it all. Let's take a break from the stress of this fucking documentary. Let's take a break, okay? Because I don't know if you guys are aware, but Jeffree Star and Kat Von D have been beefing again recently. I don't know if anyone's aware of this situation. If you're not, granted, that's not really what we're going to be talking about today, but if you're unaware of what's been happening recently, basically, Kat Von D, like 15 years ago, it's crazy long time ago, she rented this part of this sort of castle Airbnb mansion situation, right? And, you know, being the goth person that she is, obviously, not that I'm judging that, I am also part of the community, but she had all of her weird stuff in there, as she says, and apparently she was on a book tour, and then this part of the castle, like, caught fire, but Jeffree Star's saying that she wasn't on a book tour, and she did cause the fire, because there was some beef between the owners and her, and there's been this lawsuit. Well, there was also a lawsuit, but then it was settled out of court. I don't really understand it, but anyway, that got me thinking, do we all remember 2016? With the whole Kat Von D calling out Jeffree Star when he first started his makeup line for basically copying the logo or something. I feel like a lot of us don't fully remember what happened with that. I know I don't. So I thought in today's video we could go and revisit that drama, because I don't know about you, but that drama back in 2016 between Jeffree Star and Kat Von D was the beginning of internet drama. That event predated the Dramageddons of it all. That predated everything else. This was the beginning of kind of, not snark culture, because I feel like the Dramageddons of it all did that for us, but it started the internet drama trend. It started, like, this was the origin story of everything that came in the years after. So, in light of Jeffree Star and Kat Von D having a little beef at the moment around this sort of house fire situation, I thought we would go back and we would watch this original video, because first of all, the makeup on Jeffree Star right now is so 2016. It's crazy. I can't remember why he's in a tour bus. Was he going to like Warped Tour or something like that? I think that was the case. But also, like, Jeffree Star and Kat Von D, I still believe to this day, because Jeffree Star's always said, like, I was her friend for 10 years, we were genuinely, like, really close friends. He was in, like, a lot of her early career, like, her tattoo books and things that she had, and there was, like, a TV show that he was in at one point that she had. There was something, alright? You know, if you know the law, you know the law. It's all kind of a bit vague in my head at the moment, but you know, I still believe that, yes, that friendship was very real. I remember at the time watching this video being like, I was on Jeffree's side, and I'm curious to know if watching this video now as an adult versus a 15-year-old, whether I'm going to feel the same way. So let's have a look, shall we? Like I said, this video came out on the 21st of July 2016, so this video is almost 10 years old now, which is just absolutely insane. But yeah, so this video is titled Dear Kat Von D, It's Easy to Tell the Truth. Now this came after Kat Von D had posted an Instagram picture with like his face crossed out and like a bunch of, it was like a long caption talking about, it was something to do with his logo. Again, I can't really remember, and considering the fact that I'm trying to do this series on my channel where we recap the Dramageddons of it all, I just thought this would be so fitting. And it's a nice little break down the drama nostalgia of it all to just revisit a simpler time. So, without any further ado, let's go. It says in the description, first of all, let's just say, here is my side of the story. Sadly, my best friend of 10 years backstabbed me in front of an audience. I never imagined she would go this low and slander me and try and tear me down. Kat left out some huge important details that her ego wouldn't allow. And she never showed me the alleged text message I sent her. I show it. And also, I show you all the receipts and expose the truth. I've disabled the comments for the first time on this video due to how heated people have become. Please respect that. Damn. The early days of turning off comments, for real. But yeah, let's get into this. I'm very excited because, again, I've not watched this video since it came out in 2016. So, let's see what we all think.
Hey everyone, so today's video is a really hard one for me to make. I have sat here we're on day 2 now since Kat posted her video about me, and
but yeah, I forgot, Kat did actually post a video after the Instagram post. She did actually post this video where she was trying to explain the whole thing, but I just thought we'd go off Jeffree's video because I don't really want to watch like her video. I watched a few seconds of it before filming this one because it popped up when I searched it, and it's kind of a really bad quality video, and I just thought that like this is the one I remember watching at the time, so I just thought we'll go off this video.
First, it was really shocking to see someone that I've known for 10 years do something so aggressive. It really saddened me because there were so many things that were not true in the video. And obviously, I have my subscribers, followers, and customers, and so does she. So obviously, people are gonna pick sides, but things have gotten past the point of just internet drama, or things have gotten way past just things getting a little ugly. We're now at the point, you guys, where 2 days later, I get a call from 3 of my family members, and people from the internet, after watching her video, have found their numbers. They're calling my family, screaming death threats on the phone, and
yeah, this has happened a few times with kind of the drama ends of it all, and you know, we say the exact same thing then as we do now. Don't do this. When it comes to internet drama, do not go stalking people's families. You know, it's why we're so conscious, like people like me and Adam, where we're like, don't go after people, no hate, don't start doing this, because, you know, it does add like a really dark and sinister layer to something that at the end of the day is just kind of petty drama. But we also have to remember that this was the start of Jeffree Star's brand. He'd only just come out with it in Black Friday 2015 was when he first came out with his brand, and obviously Kat Von D had Kat Von D Beauty. It's not called that anymore, is it? It's called something else because she left the brand, but it does still exist. But that was her brand at the time, and this was a lot of what everyone was saying, that this was her being jealous of Jeffree Star's success because she was always the friend who had the nicer things. I think it's something he actually said maybe in a Shane Dawson video at one point, or just in a video. He was like, she was always the friend who had the nicer things. So then as soon as I started to gain some success, she essentially became really jealous, and that's why she kind of did this. And I remember at the time believing that, and there's part of me that's like, I still think that maybe that's true. But we shall see.
And leaving really just nasty, vile messages. And that's really scary. And it's also sad that strangers on the internet who have never met her and have never met me are being so aggressive. Now, obviously, is my past perfect? Whose is? No one's is. I've definitely apologized for all of my mistakes. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram, you can find everything that you're worried about.
Snapchat rants. We all remember when Jeffree Star used to get on Snapchat rants in the morning. It was like, I mean, I don't really use Snapchat at all anymore, but I remember, like, as a teenager, it was such a ritual to like wake up and like watch his story where he was outside his mansion with like the sparkly filter on or something like that, just like talking some trash. When we finally cover the Dramageddon 1 of it all, do you guys remember all like the shady Instagram stories he was posted about like Laura Lee and stuff? And he was like, well, these bitches gonna get their karma, you know, that kind of thing. It was so funny. But yeah, that just that was a core memory that was unlocked there when he was talking about Snapchat. But but we also know, like, with Jeffree Star, he's got a very problematic past, a lot of aggression, a lot of racism at a lot of points, actually, especially in his early career, like when he was still doing the MySpace of it all. And so he's a very complex individual. But one thing I will say, to this day, despite him being a bit problematic, like I said, those lipsticks were good. that lipstick formula was good. Okay, nobody makes a lipstick formula like Jeffree Star's lipsticks, at least not that I'm aware of. It is such a unique formula that lasted so well and so long, and it was so comfortable. That's what I'll say. Sometimes you gotta remove the person from the brand. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, but good ass makeup. Anyway, let's continue.
Concern about me the last few months has been crazy. I've seen about 100 videos using my name, and it's just gotten into this big circus. So now we're here. I would like to give my side of the story and my official statement on all of this stuff. I think it has gotten so extreme. Kat, I can't believe that you would post something knowingly and calculating it where you knew the response it was going to get. You are not some random friend of mine. You are a celebrity. You have paparazzi after you. You are a big name. You can't deny that. And for you to use such a huge platform,
she was a very famous,
to say things that were not true and to get the response you knew you're going to get is so disheartening and so vicious. You end your video and start it by saying it's not a bashing video. I don't want my followers or fans to attack, but you knew exactly what was going to happen. So everyone that's attacking me and being aggressive and choosing sides without ever hearing me speak, that's fine, that's on you. But to come on every social media platform and attack my friends and my boyfriend and my cousins and my mother is so upsetting, and I never knew you would take something this far. So I am going to go down the points of everything that she said in her video and all of the stuff that people have been attacking me with, and I'm just going to lay it all on the table. I think the big elephant in the room is this mysterious text message that I sent her, which she said she was going to show screenshots on Twitter. She never did. So I am going to show our text conversation on camera because I just think it's fair, and I really think that that's a huge chunk of the story that is missing. So I definitely want to show you guys these text messages. They're very important to this backstory. So about around December of last year, we had kind of started to slow down on talking. I started to get really busy with life and everything. I've had so many big changes ever since I launched my brand, and I think that is very important to note. So as you can see, middle of December, we hadn't really talked before then, but she reached out to me because she was doing some YouTube compilation for her channel.
Yeah, I forgot
about
that
people who were like scared of clowns or something like that. So she writes me and says, can she have a picture of the clown tattoo I have? So of course I send one, and I send another picture, it's fine, great. And then you see me in January reaching out about furniture. I had just moved into my new house, and her furniture at her house.
Oh, look at the pink fucking chair, that he's got in front of his stairs. You guys remember I think it was the first Shane Dawson series when they did that, like, where he went to Jeffree and was like, I want you to make me into you for a day, like let's do a day in the life of you kind of thing. And he comes down the stairs in the robe and he like sits. They had two chairs like this, but this was the one in the middle. Do you guys remember? This was different to like the yellow couch that he had in like in the 2020 video. That was a different part of the house. But yeah, this is when he first moved into that like big like the house that he filmed in for so many years, like the one that we saw the most in videos, because then they literally just bought another house, a big house, and then him and Nate broke up, and then very shortly after that was the pandemic when he moved to Wyoming. We're chronically online when it comes to Jeffree Star. But yeah, this was just interesting because I've not watched this video since it came out, and I forgot that he did actually just like full on scroll through his text like this. People don't tend to do this now. People, if they're going to show text messages, they do tend to just like show a screenshot or something, but they don't tend to do this thing where they literally go, hey, here's me live scrolling through my phone so you can see that I'm not making anything up, which, you know what? Props for that.
Is unreal. I did not know it was custom made at the time, so as you see, I'm like, okay, asking for advice. You see my pink chair. So you see we're just talking about furniture, scrolling, and then silence. It's the end of February, and she asked if I'm doing a collab with someone, which I am going to blur out because that's just for privacy reasons. So she asked if I'm doing a collab with this person, and I said no. Take it to end of February, I asked, hey, can I film me getting a tattoo for my channel? After I asked her to film, she goes silent. I do not hear or speak to her until a few days ago.
That's crazy. Sorry, let's just scroll back a second. So yeah, he posted about this, but you know, fair enough. Like he's had some footage of him getting like a lot of his tattoos like years and years ago from Kat. Like I said, he was on some TV show that she did, where I think he got tattooed like live on that TV show. Well, not live, but like they filmed him getting a tattoo. You know what I mean? So that would have been a perfectly normal request to be like, hey, my channel's popping off, my brand's popping off, like we're friends. Do you want me to like? I want to get another tattoo. Do you want to like be this, you know, do you want to film for my YouTube channel? Fair enough. Completely reasonable request. Would have been very fun if this all hadn't happened. And yeah, but then she just kind of ghosted him, which is crazy, and you disappeared. Which I think is kind of cute. And she's like, hey, sorry, just landed off our flight from Portland. Oh really? So that's what you're gonna do? She's trying to play it off like, oh haha, just saw your Instagram. Why is your outfit airport outfit so good? And she's like, haha. And she's like, did you get my earlier text? And she said yes. Yes sir, and yes, let's def film. Okay, but it's weird that she's not responding and like he's having to poke her. I don't know. Sometimes you gotta do that in a friendship, okay? But with something this close, it's been happening for this long, I don't know.
I do not hear or speak to her until a few days ago. So a lot of people on Twitter were misconstruing what I said. I said that I really hadn't seen her face to face in almost a year. Last time I saw her was in September, as you can see on her Instagram, if it's still up, and it's probably on mine, where we Instagrammed a picture together and she says best friends forever. So fast forward to, we are ending July right now. I get a text on Friday. And as
what was funny as well, sorry, let's just scroll back a second, see if it pops up
ending
again.
July right now. I get a text on Friday. And as you can see,
so there was a card that popped up here, which obviously, do you guys remember, like, cards? Oh, these just pop up on the side of the video. Why are we scrolling down now? But one of them is get ready in my Rolls Royce with Manny MUA. I want to react to some of those get ready in the Rolls Royce videos because I used to love those Rolls Royce videos. Those were so fun. He did one with Lagandra Estranja. He did one with Nikki Tutorials before they fell out. Like, there was a lot of them. And yeah, I just think it'd be really interesting to go back and watch that kind of era of Jeffree Star's channel. Let me know if you guys would be interested. Otherwise, I will just watch them off camera. But if you guys would be interested in that kind of key content, then let me know. But anyway, let's continue.
All it says is, hey Jeffree, I just got off the phone with BJ Betts. Please explain to me why you haven't paid him for the artwork that he provided for you. So you guys got to imagine where I'm coming from. My friend has gotten very distant. One of my best friends has just really gone silent on me. And I'm just sitting here like, there was never any fight, there was never any crazy moment, there was never anything. So I sat back and I got really angry. 100% I was like, is this for real? Like, this is so bizarre. Instead of calling me or starting the conversation anyway, it's just, And I'm like, well, in my head, I'm sitting there going, you're not his manager, you're not his lawyer, you're not his business partner. You do work with him slightly on some designs, I guess, but I don't understand why it was her place to say anything. She actually had no idea what had already happened and what was transpiring. So, quick little backstory, BJ does some artwork for Kat. Now I know Kat has always said she does all of her artwork for all of her packaging, but BJ has done lettering for some of her palettes. So when I was developing my line, I reached out and said, hey, do you know anyone who could help me with artwork? I asked her if she wanted to do something and she declined, which I totally understand. And she put me in contact with this man. So I had reached out to him and I said, hey, I'm one of Kat's friends, I want to do some stuff, la la la. Now my brand was non-existent at this point. It was an idea and I had started working on my liquid lip formula and that was it. I did not have a company yet, I did not have a website, I had 0 products. So I asked her if she knew any artists and she put me in touch with BJ Betts. Now, he started an idea for me. Now at this time, I think it's very important to know, I took my life savings from when I quit music, and I also find it offensive, Kat, that you would say I was doing nothing at the time. I had a very successful clothing line, my online presence was growing and growing, and I was setting myself up.
Yeah, bearing in mind around the music time, this was when he was still on MySpace. Yeah, didn't he have Closing Hot Topic? Also, sorry for that. But didn't he ever like close in like Hot Topic at the time? I seem to remember some of the lore, if the lore is correct. So yeah, it wasn't like he was just like lazing around, I guess. Like he's always been somebody that is coming up with business ideas. You know, that's one thing, despite all the controversy, Jeffree has always been very good at business. He's always been a business person, and that's just the way it is. So far, I still believe Jeffree Star. I don't know. Let me know all of your thoughts as we're going through this. As always, be live commenting below. It's that's what we love over here. But yeah, I still believe him. So far, I'm still like, yep, this is 100% what happened. I'm kind of shocked to myself that I'm not spotting anything here that's making me go, actually, I don't like this behavior. Because so far, it all seems very calm, it all seems very genuine, and I believe Jeffree Star so far, but let's continue.
To launch a brand. So I think that is very unfair to say, but I do think it is important to know that I invested my life savings and every dime I had into my first 3 shades.
Yeah.
Now, something she also did not mention is that initially she was going to be the investor behind my brand. And what I mean by investing is loaning me a certain amount of money so I could start my company, and then I'd pay her back immediately, and that was that. She agreed to it. I have emails, and we went back and forth. She gave me a lot of amazing advice, and I was really excited. So we're in the lab, I'm making stuff, and she kind of goes silent. And I'm like, hey, you know, like, what's going on? And I never heard back about the investment.
It's a good job that Akon stepped in there, right, guys? If you guys don't remember that drama from a few months ago, go back on my channel and watch that. That was kind of when my channel was still gaining some momentum, when I started doing drama commentary stuff a couple months ago. But yeah, that was funny. They used to mention like the investor, and I was like, oh my god, Akon claimed that he was the investor of this. But we all know from that video, just like spoilers, that I don't believe Akon had anything to do with the brand. I feel like he was his music manager, definitely, but I don't think he had anything to do, because like Akon was trying to claim that he was behind the idea for Jeffree Star Cosmetics, like he was there when Jeffree had started doing YouTube, and like it was like kind of popping off, and I still don't believe that that's the case. Yeah, because Jeffree was like, hey, everyone knows that it's been my business partner since day one. Like Akon, no, I left all them behind because I didn't like the music industry. So, but it was funny that he was mentioning investors. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this. But yeah, again, so far I believe him, because this makes sense. You know, he's been really close friends with Kat for a very long time. She's like, a lot of his tattoos are hers. They've worked together before. Like, it would make sense for her to be the investor, and also she has a makeup line herself, that, you know, it would make sense for them to collaborate on this makeup line and for her to be involved. But yeah, the fact that she's kind of ghosting him while during, like, she's agreeing to stuff and then ghosting him is very, very bizarre. I will not lie.
Which I thought was so strange because we're talking, you know, years and years of friendship. She said she was down, and then she went silent. So, back to the logo. Now, so many people are harassing me and sending me the most nastiest messages about this logo incident. You heard one side of the story, now let's talk about the truth. So, the last text message I sent is very important. Now, in her video, she states, I told her to fuck off or go fuck herself.
Wow.
I never said that, Kat. Why would you make that up? The real message, which I think is a little scary and it's going to upset some people, is this. Let me read it to you. I said, first off, he, meaning BJ, never did artwork for me, and we passed on using him. What I mean by this is that he did start an idea, but he did not design my entire packaging. So at the time, BJ wanted to, well, I wanted him to design my whole packaging for my liquid lip, and BJ started drawing a logo. He asked, do I want him to design my entire packaging? And I said, hey, let's start with the logo and see what happens. So that screenshot that Kat held up is like about 20 logos that he had quickly sketched up. At the time, I was stoked on getting something done, but I was also a little fearful because at that moment, I had invested my entire, like every last dime I had on my brand. So I'm sitting there like, oh my god, this guy is like an amazing tattooer, he's a respectable artist, he's worked with her and done so many things, so I'm like, oh my god. So long story short, I didn't have a manager at the time. I had just fired my entire team from music. A year later, here we are. I had no manager, no lawyer, no business advisor to help me. So I'm just this person that really doesn't have a lot of money left. I'm trying to start my brand, and point blank, I couldn't afford him. So when I found out what he charged, I was like, oh my god, like I can't afford that at that moment. Like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to step away.
As a graphic designer, this has happened to me. So again, I am completely on board with this whole story so far. Like, this is something that happens all the time to freelancers, especially if somebody's really notable and somebody who, you know, is quite very famous and has worked with people like Kat and, you know, is been doing a lot of things. They're gonna charge a higher price. So if Jeffree Star can't afford him, then fair enough, because he just said, yeah, all of the money just went into the formula and everything. Like, yeah, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. That is, you know, that's normal. That's something that happens. So again, I can't help but think I'm still on Jeffree's side with this. Also, by the way, I've been distracted by the lashes this entire time. The thick, like really long 2016 lashes are so fabulous, but also so over the top for this video. But I think it creates like such a iconic look. It's like when we did the Bye Sister revisit thing the other day, and it was like she looked like tea as hell in that video, did Tati. So it's just one of those things where like there's always a distinct look to these videos, and this one, I feel like, again, this is, I think we're gonna, like, the title of this video is going to be something like the Jeffree Star drama that everybody forgot about, because, like, I feel like people have forgotten about this video, and I don't see a lot of people, when they talk about, like, the Dramageddons and everything, I don't feel like people talk about this drama a lot, or enough, because, again, I feel like this is really what kickstarted kind of the internet drama trend over those next few years. So it's just interesting. But yeah, it was just like, them lashes, they're gonna fly away. Not that I'm mad. I do like a I do like a bit of a fake lash now. But yeah, it's just funny that like he's just there with these massive lashes talking about Kat being a bitch. But anyway, let's continue.
And I went to someone that had already been previously designing my entire clothing line and the beanies, and my brand was called Beauty Forever. Now that I have a makeup line, I closed it, but all of those designs and everything are still online. And I just want to note that my merch in Hot Topic back in like 2007 to 2009.
Bitch, I called it Hot Topic. I knew it. Yeah, it was like in the sort of mid to late 2000s. I'm so chronically online.
I had a star logo on everything with the J in it. And you can Google that. The receipts are all there. So fast forward to now. I stepped away. I could definitely not afford BJ at the time. I just didn't know what I was doing back then. I definitely learned my lesson. if anyone out there is doing business with someone, make sure you have a contract or a little agreement or something before you start working on ideas, because this is how things turn so ugly.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Genuine piece of advice. Very good piece of advice. Always have some kind of written contract, something in writing, so if anything goes wrong, your back's covered. Again, this is solid advice. I can't help but be like, you know what, Jeffree? I'm on your side with this. She be crazy.
My graphic guy did the logo for me. Now, it is a basic star off Google. I'm not tooting my own horn, it's a star. My name is Jeffree Star. I got my name legally changed 10 years ago. I put stars on everything I have since the dawn of time. So this logo, my graphic guy was like, well, let me do something. And I said that I was very inspired by the classic designers like Gucci and Louis and Chanel. So he did a mirrored J, put it in there. Does it look similar? 100% it does. But did I steal the logo? 100% I did not. So I never stole a logo, and BJ never said I stole the logo. Actually, from talking to him this week, I found out that he had no idea Kat was going to go public and show his design and mention his name. I know that he's a private person and he has a family.
Literally.
So for her to put that on blast without previously asking him, I find
crazy,
very inappropriate, and I just feel sorry that he's now being dragged into this. What Kat did, which she shouldn't have done, is spoke for somebody that never asked them to. And she also didn't know that my current manager and lawyer were already talking to his manager and lawyer, and we're working something out because, long story short, now that my brand is successful, I wanted to take care of somebody who was work for hire and that had helped me in the beginning and inspired something. So, long story short, BJ has been paid. He has been fully paid out. There is no debt. There's no pay your bills. All that crazy bullying and just psychotic behavior that I've seen is just so insane. I don't understand why people are coming so hard when they don't know the real story. So
yeah, this is funny because I remember at the time when this video came out, I don't think there was any kind of follow-up. A few of the drama channels, like the first drama channels like Rich Lux, for instance, might have talked about this. I feel like I actually first started watching Rich Lux because of this video, because of this drama, which is funny because Rich Lux, in my opinion, I don't know, he's iconic in some ways, but also kind of talked down about Adam, so no, I'm not quite sure where I sit, but Rich Lux, like, for the past few years has always been somebody just like, he's got, you know, the iconic look and everything, and he takes like 1,000 years to actually get on to what he's talking about. The rest of the time it's be like, I went to Sephora and I got this, or I went to Chanel, look what I got from Chanel. If you know, you know. But, you know, I feel like the first drama channels were talking about this a little bit, but then I just feel like it died off. Like, I don't, unless I'm remembering this wrong, and some people can correct me in the comments, and maybe we can do a follow-up to this video, but, like, I don't remember anything actually coming from this, out of this. I feel like this was the only time where Jeffree Star had responded to something where that was it. Case closed, the truth has been spilled, like, that's it, done, right? Obviously, the friendship between him and Kat Von D never reignited because there was no point, right? But because obviously this is incredibly backstabby, you know. But and what she did was, I just think she's a bitch, to be honest. For this, I just feel like she was probably jealous of his success, and maybe things got misconstrued, and she decided, you know what, I can get in with this because this BJ guy is her guy, and it's just like that the whole thing. I feel like this was kind of calculated on Kat's side, I will not lie, but at the same time, I feel like this was the one time where Jeffree Star was actually correct to call it out, and actually was able to deliver like a really good response video, because the others, as we know, problematic as hell. But anyway, let's continue.
BJ is paid. You can go on his Twitter and read it. There's no beef, there's no bad blood, and we might work on something in the future for a palette for next year. I write Kat back and I say, first off, he never did artwork for me and we passed on using him. The fact that you even have the nerve to text me after you are telling the owner of Too Faced Cosmetics that I tried stealing
who, by the way, is a do you remember that video where Jeffree, it's been memed a lot, but the one where Jeffree was like, it was like a bunch of makeup he was throwing out, and what product was he using? It was it was a primer, wasn't it? And he basically trashed the owner of Too Faced because the owners of Too Faced called Jeffree Star's brand clown makeup. Again, I'm so chronically online when it comes to Jeffree Star, but like, I remember like the owners of Too Faced being horrible people. And do you guys remember what they did to Nikki Tutorials? Again, if we end up doing like the Rolls Royce Get Ready With Me's of it all, like that was right before that Too Faced collaboration was about to go live, and everything after that was just an absolute disaster. Do you guys remember that was also 2016, wasn't it? I felt so bad for her at that point. I was like, oh my god, because again, like 2016 not only was the peak of makeup, but it was also the start of makeup guru drama. And as I say, the next few years would just keep feeding us and feeding us and feeding us, okay? And we were sat all the way down. But it's funny that he's mentioning Too Faced because obviously we know what happens after that. But anyway, let's continue.
Ideas from you, from our lab, is truly disgusting and disturbing. You and I do not know each other anymore, and the past is the past. Please worry about yourself and stay the fuck out of my business. That was the final thing I've ever said to her. And
it's green, which means she probably blocked his number. I mean, it said, like, send it on text message, but she probably blocked his number and it wasn't delivered. And, like, the bloody green. That's the one thing I know about Apple messaging is the, like, green text. Also, I want to, actually, let me just screenshot his face real quick here for the thumbnail, one sec. I paused it in a really good place, for that. Anyway, let's continue. Because, yeah, like, that's a pretty good message, actually. I respect him for that. That was a good move, because what she did was just snaky as hell. And again, I'm on Jeffree's side. I don't know. I can't help it, okay?
So her saying I said, go fuck yourself or fuck this, I never said that. I don't know why you're telling people that. I don't know why you lied.
She spun that,
but
100%.
The proof is right here. I never said that to you, Kat. Here's where the story gets a little ugly. 2 weeks prior to this conversation, I was at an event hosted by Too Faced Cosmetics. That is a huge makeup brand that I've been a huge fan of since I started wearing makeup at the age of 12. They were one of the first brands I discovered in Sephora. I think the owner is amazing. I think they are so talented and their products are top notch. So, someone very high up at Too Faced, I am not going to name that person out of privacy and respect, but this person told me at the event some strange things. She said, hey, we're doing a collab with Kat right now. Our photo shoot was at 10 a.m. She didn't even show up until 2. She's very difficult to work with, and we're just kind of at a loss for words.
I forgot about this.
Like the friend that I know. That definitely does not sound like Kat, but I have not seen her in months and months. I have no idea what's going on in her head. I don't know what she's going through lately. So, she also tells me the worst thing I've ever heard. Kat told the owner of Too Faced, Jared, that I tried to steal. And
Jared, that was it. That was the arsehole that turned on and started calling out Jeffree Star. Do you guys remember this? This is unlocking some core memories from my teenage years. It really is.
Idea from her, from the lab that we both use. I was like,
yeah, that's crazy.
I felt like someone had slapped me across my face. Someone that I had known for so long betraying me and lying about me, and she's never really done something like that before, or that I'm aware of. So this person told me this. I was devastated, and I wanted to, get all upset and text her right away, but I said, no, let me file this away. Let me take a deep breath. We haven't spoken in months, and I'm just going to file it away and keep quiet. So, you guys have to understand, when she texted me out of nowhere, talking about something that she knew nothing about, I was like I was on one. I was like, is she for real? Like, this can't be what's happening.
Crazy.
And I was so saddened. Someone that I'd cared so much for to betray me like that was just awful. So after seeing that,
Again, I believe that she betrayed him. Again, I believe this is the one drama, the one situation where Jeffree Star was right and genuine. And actually the one that's had the wrongdoing done to him, you know what I mean? Not the other way around. This is fascinating. This is why I wanted to do this video, because I remember believing Jeffree Star like 10 toes down. I keep using that phrase now just unironically, but like I remember believing it at the time, and I thought that I was going to feel differently now after everything that's happened, or everything, like all the other things that happened over the years. But no, I truly still believe that Kat Von D was the bitch for this. Okay,
my emotions were very messed up, and I did block her number 100%. Kat,
okay, so he blocked her number. I have never
judged your character online. I have never said one bad thing about you, and I don't plan to now. I am just really hurt that you're telling people that I stole from you and that I stole from BJ. I think that is really the main issue here. So I'm going to touch on some key points right now about all the stuff that she said about me in the video, about the makeup lab, about her ego, of how she thinks that she, I guess, created me. And I think that is very, very important, because I sat there after I watched that and I was like, who is so egotistical that they're gonna say that they basically created somebody? When I met her, you guys, I was very huge on the website MySpace. I had millions of followers. I was touring the world doing music. So for somebody to act like they invented me, I find that so offensive.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kat, you told everyone.
Yeah, that is very weird, and that's also not like a memory that I'd forgotten about, because like, yeah, this was a thing from her. She was there like, I invented you, I'm the one, like, you wouldn't have a career if it wasn't for me, kind of attitude, which is not the case at all. They were just friends. Like, yeah, she helped him maybe, but like, he was doing just fine on his own.
Everybody that you basically introduced me to the lab, and your approval was why I got through the door. What Kat did was, when I asked her about a lab, she gave me a sample of one of her products that was in a little vial, and it said the lab's name on it. She said, this lab makes a few formulas for me, Google them, see if you can get a meeting. So she did not call for me, she did not walk me in the building. I called myself, I Googled the number, I got in contact with the owner and the creative director, and her name is Judy. Shout out to Judy, I love you. And the rest is history. So we first started off by creating my liquid lip, and they gave me the most amazing formula. Everything was a go, and even though Kat was not investing into the brand, I found a mutual friend from someone that helped me start everything. So I think it's important to know, because most people have never been inside of a makeup factory. They don't know what goes on in there. When I'm in there, you do not see what anyone else is doing. I know my lab makes a lot of huge brands that are in Sephora, but when I'm on the floor and my stuff's running and I have meetings there, everything is off the floor. You do not see what other people are making. I didn't steal from you. I've never seen your stuff being made there. Sephora reps actually go for her when they're working on a lot of stuff.
Wow.
Now, I think it's very important to note that I am an independent brand. I am not owned by anybody. This is all 100% Jeffree. There's no chain behind me. There's no big machine.
Which,
now,
to be fair, I've always respected.
When she signed her makeup deal, she signed with a company called Kendo.
Now, yeah.
They are a company that does Marc Jacob Beauty, Bite Beauty, Formula X, and also her brand. Now, that is exclusive to Sephora. So when I get lab samples and I'm creating colors and eyeshadows and stuff, I get it sent right to my doorstep. For her, she has to fly to San Fran and go to Sephora's headquarters to see all of her samples. So mine is very grassroots and homegrown, and I get things done a lot quicker. I can put stuff out very fast. Obviously, when you are a brand that is in a mall or in a giant chain, things are a lot harder and you have to go down different steps. So I never stole the formula, I never stole an idea, I never stole a name. It's all just, my brain is still, I can't fathom it. So I find it offensive that she said I was trying to steal the vegan big bucks. From my understanding, from knowing you for so long, Kat, you were never vegan until about a year ago. And I think it's offensive that you are somebody who believes in that and you have started to change your entire line vegan. Well, I started my brand with all of my products vegan, and not because I personally am, it's because my following contains a lot of people that are vegan, and I did not want to not include them in being.
It's interesting that people talk about like vegan products and stuff, because this was 2016, and I think around 2015 was when like veganism started to become a little bit more mainstream, and it obviously like it catapulted towards the end of like the 2010s, and like especially within like this decade. I mean, I'm vegan myself. I have been for 4.5 years now, and I just feel like it's it's just interesting when he talks about like being vegan to being like, Kat, you weren't vegan until like a month ago, until like a year ago, sorry, and like now you're making all of your products vegan because now you care about that, like obviously removing things like carmine and stuff from the products. And I just think it's interesting that the Jeffree's like, I was always vegan, so why are you coming at me for that? Like, I just think that's an interesting point. And yeah, he is reading her to filth, and I think again he is completely right for that. Like, what she did was crazy.
Able to buy my products. I also think it's safer for the eyes and lips to have a little better ingredients, and I think that overall it was just a simple
I forgot
decision.
that actually Jeffree Star's liquid lips are actually eye safe. Do you guys remember this? I forgot about that, actually, that they are actually eye safe. That's really fun. Yeah, you can basically just use them as like a cream eyeshadow or like a liner or something.
I'm not trying to do anything else besides just cater to everybody. Another thing that was very disturbing is she said that I might go on a tweaker Snapchat rant, which I'm like, are you really going to insinuate that to your large following of millions of people? I think it's very disappointing because, as I've mentioned in other videos, I've never even drank alcohol before. I smoke weed every day. I have a medical card. It's legal. I love marijuana.
Smoke weed every day. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah, but do you guys remember, like, he smoked on his YouTube channel once with Nate. Do you guys remember this? Like, and he smoked in the Get Ready With Me with Alyssa Edwards as well. Do you guys remember this as well? The days where you were allowed to do that on YouTube, my god. But even then you had to be quite careful about it. But yeah, like, he's simply like, I smoke weed every day, it's medical cannabis. But yeah, because he has asthma and it's actually helped him. Do you guys remember this?
It takes away my anxiety. I've never done coke, meth, crack. I've never done any hardcore drug. She is a previous hardcore drug user. She's now sober, which I think is amazing because alcohol and drugs can really ruin people, and I commend her for being strong enough to take that away and for being a better person. So for her to flip it on me and say those comments really cut deep, and that really hurt me. I think as somebody like her who has been smoking cigarettes every day for 10 years, to try to throw medical marijuana, which actually helps a lot of people, is truly unfair. In the whole time of having a brand for 2 years now, I think she's worn my lipstick once in a picture. She always told me that Sephora legally has her bound where she's not allowed to use any other brand that is not in Sephora.
That feels like bullshit. I don't know. I mean, if she's willingly signing a contract like that, like, what the fuck are you signing a contract like that for? First of all, that's a terrible decision. Just business-wise and personally, like, what? So every time you post online or every time you appear, you're not allowed to wear any other brand that's not in Sephora? I'm sorry, but that just seems like complete and utter bullshit to me. Anyone else?
So, has she always been a supportive friend? 100%. I will never take that away. But has she supported my brand? Not really. In the beginning, when she said there was no bullying or bashing, that's what the entire video was, with little implements. Kat has been on a TV show, you guys, for years. She's done media training. She knows how to get a message across by implementing certain things. And when I watched the video, I was so horrified by all these things because, as I recall, yes, I may show off a car or two. I love designer handbags. I've been collecting bags even when I was broke.
Do you guys remember the pink Volt he used to have right before he moved to Wyoming? That was crazy. I remember being so jealous of that. I was like, that is incredible, with like the thumbprint and the eye scanner. The big pink Volt dot, girl, dude, that was crazy. Yeah, but that's still in the house. Like, somebody moved into it famous. Who moved into that house? Do you guys remember? Because I can't remember. I know it was somebody famous, but I can't remember. But yeah, but they got like the Volt and everything, which I think is really cool. But yeah, like, he was a designer collector, and here's the thing. When it comes to designer stuff, obviously a lot of people say, oh, it's an investment. It is. The way that Jeffree was doing it, it was an investment, and obviously he's bought multiple properties and things like that. He's been in estate stuff as well, like estate investments. And obviously he buys all the cars and everything. Part of it maybe is like a bit of a luxury flex to just be like, I came from nothing and here I am now. that whole story of it all, which I still believe is true, despite what Akon was trying to say a few months ago. Like, I still believe that story, you know, as much as Jeffree Star is problematic and has been aggressive in the past. Well, I say in the past, sometimes he is still that way on TikTok Live, we all know. But I just feel like that's just part of his personality, to be honest. But when it's come to his business decisions and the way that he's built up an empire, I won't necessarily say that I necessarily support what he's doing now. Obviously, his brand launches just aren't the same anymore. Like, he's still launching stuff, but it's not quite the same caliber. He's way more focused on, like, the ranch, and which is crazy. Like, if you think, like, this Jeffree is now a animal, like, ranch owner in Wyoming, is insane. Which I know we were all shocked in 2020 when he moved there, but it just feels like it's never fully settled for me. But then obviously he's got that meat and makeup store in Wyoming, which as a vegan I don't really agree with at all. So it's just like it's just very interesting to see where we've come, you know? Come mention. But like you know, like it's just very interesting to see the journey.
Put half a tank of gas and buy a Louis bag, and that's how I live my life. Who is to judge how you spend your money and how I spend my money? It's really no one's concern.
Well,
I'm not understanding why she's trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing that I have nice things when she has had a Bentley, a Tesla, a closet full of $1 million of clothes that she has Instagrammed and also shown off for the last 5 years online. So I think that is very hypocritical, and I've never judged how you spend your money, Kat. Please don't judge mine. A lot of people that are attacking or voicing their opinion on social media haven't mentioned a really key part that BJ Betts has really not said anything on social media until today. He has stayed silent. So if he did my whole entire logo and all my packaging, why did somebody speak up 2 years later? Don't you guys think I would be sued or there would be a lawsuit? Everything that is legal is public record, and you can Google it and read it all online. So why do you
actually, was it Black Friday 2014 that he launched his brand? I feel like it was. I said 2015 before, but I feel like that was wrong. Sorry, guys.
I think it's all being sparked right now. I think it goes a lot deeper than just a logo. I think there's a lot of malicious underlining intents, and I think that's what hurts and breaks my heart the most. So let's just say it one more time. BJ has been paid. If you guys want to still attack me and say crazy shit, that's fine. I can take it. I'm a big girl and I know the truth. I just wanted to get my side of the story out there. It was really hard for me to even process what was happening, and right now I'm on a tour bus. I'm on the Vans Warp Tour. The Wi-Fi, we're in like the middle of a field every day.
I called it. It's the Vans Warp Tour that he used to do all the time, because he used to go there with his music, and then he was going there selling his makeup and stuff. And I feel like a couple of years ago he did a special, was it last year, he did like a special Warp Tour collection. I feel like I saw a TikTok about that, like one time when I was scrolling. I'd barely ever use TikTok, but like the one time I was on there, I feel like I saw that he did like a specific collection for Warped Tour, which was interesting. I don't know. It's just interesting to me. But yeah, I'm so glad that I called that.
Okay, so after this, I'm going to quickly edit it and go to a hotel and use their Wi-Fi. So if you're wondering what took so long, I'm allowed to collect my thoughts and emotions. And I just want to say, even though all of this has gone on in the public, Kat, we have been friends for so long. I still have love for you. I'm not sure what you're going through personally, but I wish you the best, and case closed. And I am going to disable the comments on this video for the first time ever on my channel. I think the back and forth fighting with strangers is so unnecessary. These are my thoughts and my side of the story and my journey and what I've been through with this person. So I leave you guys all with a lot of love. I never envisioned having a friendship breakup with someone so public. I'm sorry that you guys had to waste your time watching this, and I just wanted to get out my side of the story. So I love you guys so much.
It wasn't a waste of time. It was entertaining as fuck. Also, that robe that he's wearing, I was like, I really like that robe. Why do I like that robe? It's so Bratz coded. It's the purple and pink, like Bratz tone colors. Listen, I am a Bratz girl down. I always will be, always have been. And yeah, plus that pink hair, I'm sorry, no matter what anyone says, was iconic. He's gone back to the pink hair now as well, interestingly enough, but also, like, back then he was so much skinnier. Do you guys remember, like, when he moved to Wyoming, he was talking about, like, how he was actually eating a lot healthier, like actually being a healthy weight as well, because you can tell, like, just how skeletal he kind of is in this era, just because of the way he was eating all, like, the junk food and stuff, which, you know, again, if you're chronically online enough like me, you already know all the stories and everything. But, yeah.
And I wish you all a good day. Mwah.
Okay, so that was that video. I'm so glad that we did that. That was really fun. Again, like I say, I feel like my opinion just hasn't really changed. Obviously, I'm looking at this now with a bit more, like, adult eyes, but Jeffree Star was telling the truth. Like I said kind of throughout this video, this was the one scandal that he had where I was like, actually, he was right. With this, I think that Kat Von D is a snaky human being. She is a fabulous girl, but she is also kind of anti-vax. Do you guys remember this? When she was talking about, like, she wasn't vaxing her kids, and there was that whole thing, and even Jeffree in a video did call that out. Wasn't it the one where he was burning all the makeup with chronically online? Wasn't it the one that he was, like, burning all the makeup with James Charles, and they were, like, sledgehammering one of her palettes, and he goes in what was it? He goes, in 2018 or whatever it was, we're vaccinating our kids. Smash. Do you guys remember this? I feel like I've watched too many, like, meme compilations of clips from those videos from the time, just because they just defined kind of that era of my teenage years. But let me know if you guys remember watching this video at the time. How old were you? What were your thoughts then? Have they changed now? What are your thoughts on Jeffree Star and Kat Von D? Do you know about the whole fire situation? What's your thoughts on that? Again, I've not really been following it that closely, so the summary I gave you at the beginning of this video is literally what I could understand from the videos that I've watched, which haven't been that many, because to be honest, I don't really care. It's not, like, when it comes to Jeffree Star drama and everything, it's just not the same. It just does not hit the same as it did back then, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't really care. But let me know all of your thoughts in the comments. Hope you're having a lovely day. I hope this was a nice little break from all of the very exhausting, let's just say, the Joshua David Evans of it all, and the documentary and everything. It's just like, oh god, can we get back to light-hearted, petty drama that isn't insanely crazy and doesn't involve grooming? Like, this is, you know, this is why I wanted to do this video as well. So just thought it's a bit of a pick me up. It's a bit of a memory lane. And like I say, I've been doing this. I'm doing this series where we do go back and watch kind of the drama-gens of it all, and we see, like, if our opinions have changed now, or, like, just for the fun of it, because they were kind of fun. But yeah, as I say, leave all your thoughts in the comments. Hope you guys are having a good day. Make sure to follow me on all my social media. Name switch me as always at the end of this video. Make sure to leave this video a like and subscribe. Turn that notification bell on as well. And I will see you guys in the next one.